Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review, where in this review, we'll see where the wind takes us. So it was really hard for me not to make a Baldur's Gate 3 reference in the joke there at the start, but Gale. It's Gale's. Gale's Root Beer is what we're doing today. Gale's Root Beer is a re-review from the past. So, of course, as always, if you want to go check out the review of it from the past, it's up on the old blog. But I went ahead and took a look and see what I thought of it. I actually had pretty high marks for this one. I'm curious if, as always, if those high marks will stay the same. But yeah, it's I can't remember where I got it from originally the first time. Actually, I can just look at that and find out, I guess. Apparently this one I had bought from, like a specialty supermarket. So yeah, I don't remember this one particularly, even though I did give it really high marks. So I'm curious as to why I would have done that. I did already read the review, so I guess I technically know why I did that, but I'm wondering if it, anything's changed since then. I mean, it's an old review, so who knows? So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. And like always, the ingredients should be showing up right there. And you can see some of the interesting things about it right away is despite the fact of saying natural and artificial flavors, it also mentions, hey, we've got vanilla in here, we got ginger in here, we got cinnamon on it. In fact, if you're looking at the bottle there, the very top part here, maybe if I show you the bottle, the very top part here is kind of the story of how it got created. Apparently, it was a root beer created by a British chef named Gale Gann. I've never heard of him before. I didn't really look into it either. But more importantly, at the bottom, you can see it says, if I can focus, cinnamon, ginger, vanilla flavored. So that is definitely a selling point that they're making on the bottle itself. Not just in the ingredients, but just straight up, just like, hey, look, these are the flavors that you're going to taste when you taste this. Which, that's great with me. I like a little bit of ginger in a root beer. Cinnamon in root beer is a surprisingly delicious flavor. And vanilla. I mean, I've said enough about vanilla flavoring in root beer that I don't feel like I have to say anything more about it, even though I will, because it's very common. And it's awesome. So there's not much to say besides that. So let's go ahead and crack it open and get a sniff of this one. All right, let's go ahead and test to see if it's a screw top. It is. So let's go ahead. Okay, so immediately, right off the top, what were the three flavors they mentioned? Vanilla, ginger, cinnamon. Cinnamon, right off the top. You can smell it, which is delightful. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, I don't know about. I'm sure there's people out there that don't like the smell or taste of cinnamon. I'm sure that there's people who have like cilantro feelings towards cinnamon, where maybe it tastes like soap to some people. I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go along. Point is, it smells like cinnamon. It's got a very strong cinnamon flavor. Now, of course, there's root beer, there's the normal root beer scent kind of coming from it, but the flavor that actually comes to the top is definitely the cinnamon, which kind of exciting. Like I said, knowing ahead of time that I've already given this one high marks in the past makes me wonder why, and already I can kind of tell why. It's I like the way it smells, and if it tastes how it smells, then we're in for a good time. So let's go ahead and pour it out. Let's check the foam. Let's check the pour. Let's do that. So here we go. We got the old trusty mug out. Let's go ahead and crack this open and pour and see how that foam looks. Well, as you can see, it kind of fizzled away. Didn't get a chance to taste it or anything. So, and that's fine. Sometimes it just happens that way. There's nothing we can do about it. Just something we gotta live with. But so no, not the most picturesque looking root beer, but still, it's like I always say about the pouring the foam. It's or the foam especially. It's more about aesthetics than anything else. So it's not going to affect the grade at all. So let's go ahead and get into the taste test, which will affect the grade greatly. All right, bottoms up. This one's interesting. So you've got your base, right? It's your normal kind of root beer flavor. Licorice, anise, kind of way low down on the flavors, which I prefer. The root beer itself is very creamy, very it's smooth. It was very smooth. That's something I noticed. Was it didn't have a ton of bite, kind of went down real smooth. But so that's your base, but up on top of that, you've got the ginger and cinnamon flavors, which are not overpowering, but they are there, right? You immediately, like if you're drinking it, if you have a Gale's root beer and you take a drink and you're expecting just normal root beer flavors, you're going to be a little surprised because the cinnamon and ginger are really upfront. And, I think that's great. I think that tastes great. I don't know what else to say other than that. I think that those two flavor profiles, specifically ginger and cinnamon, well, I said earlier in the review, I think that those are flavors that work very well in root beer, and putting them at the forefront gives the root beer a unique flavor while still being a good root beer, because the base of it is already good. Like if you take the ginger and cinnamon out of it, I think you end up with a root beer that would score well, but maybe not an A, right? So I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to actually spoil the grade yet, but it's good. I like it very much. Let's go ahead and get into the grade. So like I said earlier, I took a look at the original grade that I gave for this one. I gave it an A originally, and I'm just gonna say it straight away. I'm gonna keep it at an A because I think, as I said after the taste test, I think those flavors that are unique to this one, the way that they've made their mixture, putting the cinnamon and the ginger on the forefront of the flavor while having a solid, very tasty root beer base is a plus. And like I always like to say about things that I give an A, they are things that take a good root beer and usually add a little bit of something extra to it that make it special. And I definitely think that Gale's is special because of that. So, I'm going to guess I keep this one pretty short and sweet. And so, yeah. Hey, I feel like I'm getting too soft. I've kind of looked at the last few reviews that I've done. I've given A's to Hippo Size and the Old School Brewing, and now this one. So I'm just maybe getting lucky here with good ones. I mean, I already knew that Gale's was pretty good, so the other two were new ones that I had just tried for the first time. So those just happened to be A's anyway. Usually I'm talking about all the normal stuff here. I don't really have anything new to update, so I guess in the end, just like and subscribe and comment if you want to. Otherwise, that's it for now, and I hope you had a good time.